On Friday, President-elect Donald Trump was officially sentenced in the election interference / hush money case. Judge Juan Merchan has given the incoming president an unconditional discharge for the conviction of falsification of business records charges. That means he will be facing no fine, no probation, no jail time, or really any other form of punishment. Basically, he's walking away scot-free because of the election. He won a popularity contest and gets away with crime. What a great system we have. Awesome. Now, before handing down his sentence, Judge Merchan said this, quote, "The protections afforded the office of the president are not a mitigating factor. They do not reduce the seriousness of the crime or justify its commission in any way. The protections are, however, a legal mandate, which, pursuant to the rule of law, this court must respect and follow. It was the citizenry of this nation that recently decided that once again you should have the benefits of these protections, which include, among other things, the Supremacy Clause and presidential immunity." Well, the presidential immunity thing is from the Supreme Court, but still, they made that decision before the election, and people knew that, and they're like, don't care. We're going to vote for him anyway. Let's vote for the criminal. Ah, yes. It is through that lens and that reality this court must determine a lawful sentence. He continued, "This court has determined that the only lawful sentence that permits entry of judgment of conviction without encroaching on the highest office of the land is unconditional discharge. Therefore, at this time, I impose that sentence to cover all 34 counts." So basically, what this means is that if you do crime and win a presidential election, then you're not going to face any consequences. That's the lesson here. I mean, oh, but you don't understand. He's a convicted felon now. Like, that's your big win is we get to call him a convicted felon. Okay, but there's no other practical consequences. So to me, that means next to nothing. Really, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't amount to much. He's not going to face any consequences as a result of that. I mean, he's already wealthy. This country, by the way, does go after and punish felons, right? By, keeping them out of the job market, keeping them out of things like, they deny them jobs. They deny them, like welfare benefits and things like that. None of that is going to have any impact on Donald Trump. He's super wealthy. He's super wealthy and old enough to where, old enough and rich enough that he never has to work a day in his life ever again. So, plus he owns his company, his organization. So absolutely no consequences whatsoever. No accountability, no rule of law if you're rich enough and powerful enough. And that's it. That's the reality in this country. and look, because Donald Trump has already captured all the systems of power that would be capable of holding him accountable, that's right-wing media, of course, Republicans in Congress who have, lined up and kissed the ring, and of course the Supreme Court, whom he appointed 3 members of. They've got no interest in holding him accountable. None of those groups will do anything at all to him. Mainstream media won't either. They might try. I mean, we've already seen, though, unfortunately, a lot of mainstream media figures bowing their heads, kissing the ass. And so if they try, it's not going to matter anyway. So they mean nothing to Donald Trump or his fans or, the Republican Party. Doesn't matter. And by the way, neither do congressional Democrats. They don't mean a damn to anybody either. So Donald Trump doesn't care. Republicans don't care. Congressional Republicans don't care. His voters don't care. Most of the United States doesn't care. So you can see where I'm getting here. All right. So it's just a ridiculous turn of events that unfortunately is not at all surprising to anybody who's been paying attention. So, unsurprisingly, Trump took to social media
Truth essential.
To say things that are false, because of course, the radical Democrats have lost another pathetic, un-American witch hunt. Well, there's one thing that's right about that. Democrats did lose. He said that the unconditional discharge proves that all the legal scholars and experts have said there is no case, there was never a case, and this whole scam fully deserves to be dismissed. What are you talking about? The judge himself is like, I can't charge you with I can't sentence you with anything, okay, because you're about to be president. My hands are tied by the very law that is supposed to hold you accountable. So I can't. The law is telling me I literally can do nothing to you. So what am I supposed to do? Just put it on the record that you're a convicted criminal, and that's it. So it's actually really saying the opposite here. There was a case, you were found guilty of that case, and unfortunately, you were not able to be sentenced because the law is rigged in his favor. So there you go. Dude, but here's the thing. Okay, dude got he got off scot-free, all right? And yet, he is still bitching, whining, and complaining about it. Can you believe it? Well, yeah, of course, we can. The fact that he's going to be president means that he is untouchable. That's it. I mean, the evidence, it's right there. It's right there. It's very, very obvious that he is pretty much untouchable. Can't do anything to him now. The law has failed to hold him accountable. And so, even though we know that, he knows that, Republicans obviously know that, he's still going to go and complain about it, which is pure Trump. I mean, you can't get any more Trump than that, all right? He has no idea how lucky he is. He's the luckiest MFer on the planet, all right? That he ran against a weak and feckless Democratic Party. I mean, no one could be more lucky than to run against these people. Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. So incredibly luckiest Republican to have ever ran. Okay. I mean, look, like them or not, as people, okay, and whatever. I don't really care if you like them. I don't care if you don't like them. I don't care about your personal opinion about politicians and whether whether you want to have a beer with them. I don't really care because I actually want a leader who knows how to do things that help people. But these three Democratic politicians that I mentioned, they did not run good campaigns. They ran mainly establishment, and Donald Trump ran as a right-wing populist. I don't think that there's such a thing, but nonetheless, he ran more populist. Okay. Now, that said, the exception is Joe Biden, who in 2020 ran a kind of populist campaign and did beat Trump. Okay. Now, that said, this is right after the Trump administration just completely flubbed COVID, right? And so economic disaster, health disaster, just disasters of all type. How quickly people forget, right? Yet, here we go, 4 years of Biden later, okay, voters decided, hey, you know that guy that messed up really, really bad from 2016 to 2020? Let's give him another shot. Let's give him a chance. And this is after January 6th, 2 impeachments, and all the other scandals that most people have probably forgot about because, let's be honest, there's just been a fire hose of nonstop disaster. Okay. Once again, luckiest motherfucker on the planet. And yet, still finds a way to bitch about it. To bitch and complain. I don't know how. This guy, if I were him, I'd be, thank my lucky freaking stars. Wow, I'm the luckiest man on the planet. Look, I can do all this stuff, get away with all of this crap, and still become the most powerful person on the planet, make tons of money, millions and millions of dollars. I'm going to rob the treasury. I'm going to do all this stuff. Why is he not doing that? No idea. Maybe just his brand at this point relies on him being constantly in a state of victimhood. I don't know. But they do find a way to bitch about it. And so do his fans, which is funny. Like, guys, calm down. Like, y'all have won. Congratulations. Good job. Great. You beat Kamala Harris. Wow, what an accomplishment. She couldn't even win her own state. But still, you beat her. And you've got full control of Congress and the courts. So, hey, you know what? What happens now, from now on, after January 20th, it's on you guys. So, just sit back, with the popcorn and watch you guys see how y'all govern. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.